Welcome to the Florida Homesteader Podcast, where we bring the pages of the magazine to life, sharing all the stories, the skills, and the spirit of homesteading across the Sunshine State. From backyard gardens to family farms and everything in between, we are here to inspire, encourage, and celebrate the Florida homesteading way of life. I'm Jamie Bateman, your host and editor-in-chief of the Florida Homesteader magazine, and we're so glad that you joined us today. So folks, go grab you some iced tea and let's jump into today's podcast chat.
Hello and welcome back to the Florida Homesteader Podcast. My name is Jamie and I am your host for this episode. We are at the Florida State Fair coming to you with the Voices of Ag, and right now I am joined and very grateful to have with me Miss Kandi Bellamy McPherson. She is the president for the Citrus County Cattlewomen Association. Right. You also sit on the executive board for the State of Florida Cattlewomen Association. Right. As the treasurer. So, well, thank you for all that you wear a lot of hats.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Well, and yeah, I do.
So, for those who are not familiar with who you are or with the Cattlewomen's Association, would you mind sharing a little bit about what that is?
Well, the cattlewomen really work side by side with cattlemen, have some of the same goals, but cattlewomen want to promote beef by education and just spreading the word of beef, the nutritional value of it, how important it is in a diet, and also just any way we can educate people. When I say people, that's children, adults, teenagers, everybody, the seniors. We just want to let the public know, spread that word of that good beef is for you.
The benefits of beef, the protein behind it, right. The education of how we come to it,
right.
Where it comes from,
right.
The farmers behind the cattle.
Yeah.
That is huge. Yeah.
Our heritage, how that cow gets from the pasture to the plate, all that is incorporated in the education that we put out.
Mm-hmm.
The Florida Cattlewomen, we have an organization that's structured with different committees that go out in many different directions, from the education to promotion to just one-on-one talks with different organizations. We're from festivals to fairs to downtown Tampa, doing the holiday marketing when that rolls around once a year.
I am a proud member of the Kandi County Cattlewomen's Association, and our president, who is Mrs. Linda Smith, she keeps us busy.
Yes.
There's a lot going on, especially now with the fairs. There's a fair going on somewhere right now, multiple fairs going on.
This is a hot time of year for fairs.
So it is.
Yeah.
And saying that, the Cattlewomen's Association has a booth here at the Florida State Fair right now, and here in the Hall of Fame, which is where we are today. You have had a lot of foot traffic that has gone by.
Yeah, whenever you're over there and you're actually cooking some of those samples and that aroma gets around the building, you become a very popular booth. Everybody wants to stop by and see where that wonderful beef smell is coming.
That is true. That is true.
Our organization, the Florida Cattlewomen, what we do is we have this booth at the State Fair every year, and it's to promote beef. And we ask each county organization if they'd like to come for a day and work the booth and bring their volunteers from their county and promote beef and also your county at the same time. There's 101 questions that come through there every hour. And we're happy to answer them the best way we can to help educate people and give them information that they can take back to their home, whether it be how do they get a certain type of beef that they're interested in to their table. From that to, I didn't know Florida had cows.
Really?
Yeah. You have people. Florida is a diverse state.
It is.
And then you have people that move here and are in the drift of things, they realize real quick that we do have agriculture.
Yes.
A lot of people that you hear that, I didn't know Florida had cows. And then we go into the story. Well, Florida was the first territory to have cattle in what's now called the United States. So
It's true. Very true. Cracker County.
we're happy to tell that story too.
Yeah, yeah.
And proud to tell it.
You're very correct on the impression that folks have with Florida. They think beaches, they think theme parks, they think different vacation spots.
Yeah.
They don't think or see it as ag.
Right.
And a huge industry of ag that is here, not just cattle. I'm looking at dairy next to me. We got aquaculture next to us. I mean, it's everywhere in the state of Florida. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, agriculture is an important part of Florida.
Mm-hmm. So you talked about some of the committees that are going out, educating and doing that type of thing. When you speak on educating with students, you are going into these, not just with the fairs, but are you going into the schools also? Are you doing stuff, you mentioned like exhibits and things to that effect.
Right.
Can you share a little bit about what you all have done?
We have different books that come out from time to time. Usually it's a yearly basis, different books through Ag in the Classroom. And the Cattlewomen go into the different classrooms and they do a mentorship along with reading the books. You know, the children have many questions.
I bet they do.
They do. So these books allow us to go in, you know, and get that agriculture conversation going. It's just all around an educational experience. Mm-hmm. Not only for the cattlewoman that's going into the classroom, but also for the kids that's got those questions.
And then the kids take that information back to mom and dad.
Yes.
So that education keeps going.
Right.
Which is a nice aspect
right.
of it. Have you seen like a full circle? Well, if I may ask, how long have you been with the Cattlewomen's Association?
I was a young mom, actually, when I joined, and we were called the Cowbells at that time.
I remember the Cowbells. Yes.
Yes. And so I've been a member for a long time. And I've raised 6 children, so I was quite busy, and they were in 4-H and FFA, and my husband and I were running in all different directions. And so I was asked at one time to come aboard to the Cattlewomen executive team, but then I couldn't accept it because I knew I didn't have the time. So later, once the kids were pretty much out and gone, I said, I got time. So I started volunteering more and more, and so it was on different committees, and then asked to come aboard to the executive team, and I'm happy to do it.
Okay. Well, I can say that we are grateful to have you do a lot, and it's definitely known. So thank you for the position that you hold, and again, the many hats that you wear. Ag has been important in your family, obviously, for quite some time.
Yes.
And you mentioned your children.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in ag also?
I did. Okay. I'm actually a 7th generation here in Florida.
Okay.
We didn't start out in Citrus County, but I in fact, was no Citrus County at that time.
Okay.
We were a Florida territory, actually before it was a state. My ancestors, you know, back then, everybody had a cow.
Oh, yeah.
And they farmed and had cattle and ran the open range. And so as time went by, pretty much settled around Central Florida, and then Sumter County, and then what's now Citrus County.
Did you, or were you able to get the distinction of pioneer family in the state of Florida?
No, I haven't pursued that, but it's on my mind.
I am an 8th generation for the state, and we tried to do it. And our family migrated from Georgia area. Both sides. My mom and my dad migrated down through Madison, ended up in Okeechobee, and then back up to Highlands County. We do have the distinction of pioneer family in what is now Polk County, but used to be East Hillsborough County. And we have that. But for the state, what we were told is that the family has to have property in the state for 100 years.
Well, we're past that.
So you might qualify for that.
I've never really looked into it, but it's been on my mind. Hey, I need to do that.
Yeah.
But I haven't followed through with it. But it's something that's on my mind, and I'll probably get that checked out.
It is a neat distinction to have, and one that, you know, you get that certification, you put it in a frame, it's kind of, you hang it on your wall because that's a proud moment. Not very many people can say that. So you grew up in ag. Did your husband also, I'm assuming?
Well, his family came from Citrus.
Okay.
Over near the what's now Goldenrod area. He had citrus groves over that way. They moved to Alabama for a while, but then came back to Florida.
Yeah.
Citrus is is a ag commodity that we have that's been here for a long time, but it needs some help.
It does.
And I hope it's coming.
I
Help
hope
is
so
coming.
too. I hope so too. There's nothing like Florida horse juice,
Right.
to have that. So your kids, you mentioned they grew up, or have they carried on the family legacy?
I have some that have and some that haven't.
Okay.
Some that's gone into the medical field, but all 6 of them have that ag background, and I think that's let them go out into the world and do what they do. And my husband and I both look at each other and say, we are very lucky. Yeah. We are very lucky for the kids that we have. Very proud of them. I have a lot of I have 20 grandkids. And three great grandchildren.
Congratulations.
A lot of them, all of them have been in 4-H and FFA, and there's showing in livestock shows and stuff. So
They have the experience of leadership,
exactly.
Communication. There's a lot that you learn when you have to show an animal.
The basics.
Yes,
The basics
just
of
the
life.
Yes,
The basics of life. It gets such a good footing for them to go do what they want to do.
Absolutely.
And I have some that are working in ag, and some that aren't, but doing ag on the side.
It never leaves you,
No.
which is nice.
Yeah.
And your grandchildren, you see that
Yeah.
being passed down to
Yeah.
them, even with your children who are not in this actual ag.
Yeah. And I think as my children have gotten older, they see that it is an important trait.
Oh, absolutely.
It is.
Yes, it is. It's one that you don't want to take for granted. And when you have it, it's one of those blessings that you've got a good thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You could go out there and say, I'm lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lucky that I get to do this.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel.
Absolutely.
And my kids, they might not have thought it a lot as young children coming out because they had chores. They might not have thought about it them being lucky, but now they look back on it. That was good.
It's a good thought.
lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. Not everybody has that experience. They don't have that. Kind of circling back around to the Cattlewomen's Association, that is a lot of what the educational part goes into this as well. When you're talking with kids, is you're kind of almost in a way, you're igniting a flame of interest that
Right.
could potentially build into being those future leaders.
Mhm.
Because you never know who you're talking to.
No.
And you never know that ripple effect that you might have.
No.
Yeah.
I've been a 4-H leader too.
Oh,
When my kids were coming up, I was a 4-H leader.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I still am. But
Are
I
you?
am retiring this year.
Oh.
My daughter-in-law is taking it over along with another close mom that's been in the club, and so they're taking it over. It's time for me to step back, like those young moms.
Yeah.
Run with it and keep that interest there with the kids.
Well, thank you for doing all that you did. How many years were you a 4-H?
Close to 40.
Congratulations.
40 years. Yeah.
I'm hoping that, we're going to throw this out there. Hint, hint, y'all need to throw her a party. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine the lives that you
Actually,
impact.
I'm on my 3rd generation coming through my 4-H.
Are you?
Yes.
So that whole
Yes.
circle, I kind of alluded to that. I'm more on the Cattlewomen's Association side, but with the I didn't realize that with 4-H. 3rd generation?
Yeah.
Wow.
Of coming through my club.
Of
Yeah.
going through your club.
Yeah.
Now, have they gone into the ag industry, any of them? Or?
Some of them have. We have anything from veterinarians to lawyers and doctors and just business.
Just, yeah.
4-H just gave them a good leadership skill that they could take in any direction.
Mm-hmm.
When they had to do county events, they dreaded doing county events. But I've had kids come back to me. Well, they're young adults come back to me. I'm glad you made me do county events because when I was in college, I had to get up and do reports and public speaking, and I'm so glad I had that skill started as a kid at 4-H. So that made me happy that they thanked me about county events later.
What was a county event?
A county event is it's where they have to pick out a topic, more or less do a report on it, and a speech. They have to get up and do their report and talk about their topic, whatever topic they chose
Okay.
to do the report on.
Okay. Wow. And who would they report to?
They're usually in a room with kids doing the same category topic,
Mm-hmm.
but there are judges in there, and they're speaking to the judges.
I can imagine some of the knees that were knocking when they were having to, especially if they weren't accustomed to doing it.
Yeah.
But you're right. The life skills that you get from being able to learn how to speak properly, the eye contact that you make, the handshakes, the basic skills.
Yeah, and
that
then
we
if
call
they're-
basic.
Yeah, if they're good enough, then they go on to a district competition,
Mhm.
a district county events, and then from there, if they're good, then they go to a national.
Did you have anyone from your clubs ever make it to the national levels?
No,
No.
but
Really?
we did district many times, but not the nationals
Not-
that I know of. I
Okay.
can't remember anybody who won the nationals. We did have we had fishing too. We had fishing competitions, and we did have boys that made it on to the world finals and won the world finals.
Wow.
Fishing, they competed against probably about 250 boats across the nation and also out of the country.
Where was it held at?
Arkansas.
Wow. So you take Florida boys having to fish in Arkansas. Fishing, you would think fishing is fishing, but there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
difference.
It was
Knowing
freshwater fishing.
Okay.
So they won the Florida State Championship twice, and then they went on to the world finals and won the world finals.
Wow. That's impressive. And they were in your group.
Yeah,
Nice. That's a trophy.
yeah. It was a big one too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they won scholarship money.
Oh, even
So-
better.
yes,
Even
yes.
better. Now, did they pursue ag?
Yes.
Did they?
Yeah.
Wow. See, and they can say that they got started with because of you.
Yeah.
That ripple of
Well, I don't want to say
Well,
because of me, but it's because of their ambition and a big start.
Absolutely, but it takes a good mentor to have, and
Yeah.
you did that through 4-H. I had the opportunity to meet with a gentleman who is over 4-H for the state, and he was saying that they are looking for leaders in different counties because we're lacking some. Have you seen that on your end also? I mean, you're fortunate you have somebody to come and take your place, but I don't know how many 4-H groups you have in your county. But have you, in the organization, have you seen a dwindle of folks stepping up to be a mentor for that, or has it been pretty consistent in your opinion?
I think it's been pretty consistent where we're at. We're lucky with our IFAS program there
Yes,
and
yes.
4-H. We've been quite lucky. So I haven't noticed anything that's
That's
lacking.
good.
Yeah.
But for those, if there is opportunities for folks to get involved in 4-H, whether it's a mentorship, leadership position, or get your kids involved,
Right.
how would they find that information?
For our county, Citrus County, we have a IFAS site for Citrus County, and they can go to that. It's all there. Whether
all
they
there.
want interest, in 4-H, master gardeners, if they need help with their garden, all that's needed.
It's all through the
Yeah.
IFAS. Yeah, and I'm through the extension offices that are in each
Yeah.
of the counties.
You can go to
That-
Citrus County, and IFAS is there too.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, back to the Cattlewomen's Association. Knowing that there's going to be folks that are out there that they want to be involved. They love what Cattlewomen's Association stands for. But I'm going to ask a question. Do they have to have cattle to be part of Cattlewomen's Association?
No, they don't.
See?
They just have to have a love for agriculture or an interest in agriculture.
So anyone, no matter if you live in the subdivision or if you live on 500 acres, anyone can be part of the Cattlewomen's Association.
Our organization, it flows over into the word agriculture in many ways. So it's not just about cattle,
Absolutely, you're right.
even though that's why this organization was formed, but it flows over to agriculture a wide range.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to own a cow to become a cattleman and here, in the state.
Right, which is nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good because there are folks out there that don't have a lot of cattle or have any at all.
By joining and not having cattle, you're supporting agriculture.
Yes.
In a broad way.
And to be able to have those connections and the networks that you need. I mean, I got to meet you.
Right.
But there are so many wonderful, wonderful members throughout the association. And to know that through the association, voices are being heard in a way that is supportive. And it's going all the way up to Tallahassee.
Right.
A couple weeks ago, Boots on the Hill happened. Cattlewomen's and cattlemen were in Tallahassee.
Yes.
Lobbying for this cattle industry.
And by joining, the networking that you get in all the different fields that are in the agriculture community, if you need a question answered, you can get that question answered. And if you need help, you can get help.
Yeah. It's having a friend in your back pocket that you didn't know how powerful that friend could be.
And I would like to mention another organization too, and that's the American National Cattlewomen.
Okay.
In the National Beef Association.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about those two. So the National Beef Association is different from the National Cattlewomen's Association, correct?
Right. Well, they're two different organizations.
Right.
They work together just felt like our Florida Cattlemen and Florida Cattlewomen.
Okay.
Same vision, working together.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the National Beef Association.
The National Beef Association is like we say, national. And they're different states from across in different districts. And you can join the National Beef Association. They have a website. Go on there and join. And your membership is charged by how many cattle you. Well, you can become like an associate member too.
Okay.
You don't have to own a cow.
Right.
But they do charge by, if you're a member and have cattle, they charge by how many cows you have. They have different activities that they do. They have the convention. They just had it in Nashville. It's called CattleCon. So they just had that. There's all kind of education. They have a big trade show too. And then your National Cattlewoman, NCW, American National Cattlewoman, they meet too and have their convention the same place. And it's a national organization.
So taking it outside of the county, outside of the state, but being able to connect with like-minded folks across the country, speaking in one voice, and advocating for knowing essentially where your food is coming from.
And there's scholarships for our youth too, through both organizations, through our state organization and through our national organizations. There's scholarships. One of the scholarships that they give are to veterinarian students that are going to specialize in the large animal veterinarian medicine, because we have a shortage of our large vets, and so we want to kind of lean towards our scholarships going for somebody that's going to work with our food animals, farm animals that are large.
They all need it. They all need some little TLC every once in a while.
That's one of the really good scholarship. And there are other ones too. There are many other ones too.
But knowing that there's that available.
Right.
Now, if there's somebody who's listening who has a student or a child that is getting close to those scholarship times, are you able to share some information on the scholarships? When do they need to apply? Where do they go to apply? What does that look like?
You can go to our Florida Cattlewomen website, which is flacattlewomen.com. You can go there. Our scholarships are there, and it explains each scholarship. And also the Florida Cattlewomen's website, too, has some scholarships on there, too.
Right. So they are able to apply.
Yes.
Now, when you apply for a scholarship, obviously it's external from any of the schools that you could possibly be applied to.
Right.
So it is not connected necessarily to the schools.
Right.
So the application process, they apply through going to the website first.
Right.
Does it go before a committee, or how does that?
Yes, there are different committees that review the applicants. And also, they have one for a trade school. It's not for a college, it's for a trade school.
Which is just as important.
Yes. So there is a trade school scholarship.
When a student is going to be awarded a scholarship, are they invited to any kind of a banquet for that recognition, or how is that award made?
A lot of times they'll be awarded at the convention.
The annual convention in the state.
Annual convention. Yeah, a lot of times there. And then there are other different events that are held depending on what direction that scholarship goes. And they'll have like a banquet type dinner.
Right. And then they get awarded there. I can just imagine how excited they may be to be able to not only get the scholarship, but be able to come back or to be recognized at that level.
Yeah.
That's a very special recognition.
Yeah.
And especially when you know you have something that can help you in school.
Yeah.
Scholarships are very special.
Yeah. And that trade school one, you know, a lot of kids might not want to go the college route, but they're going to go a trade school route. There's not a lot of scholarships out there. Oh, they don't try for the trade schools. So,
There's not.
So what? But we want to put the word out. Is that way?
That's a special recognition. Also, I mean, I'll share with you. We have children, and one went the collegiate route, got her bachelor's degree. The other one started what he thought he wanted to do in criminal justice and decided that was not for him. And he transferred and went into line worker program at our local state college. And he's doing exceptionally well. He's grown in his career. And it is, and we all love our power electric guys. That power goes out. They are very popular.
Yeah.
So that's I'm thankful that the trade school scholarship opportunities are available.
Yes.
And so for folks to be able to find that, they can go onto the website. We will make sure to put that in the show notes so folks can do that. Do you have a Facebook with the association on Citrus County that folks, if they're in the area, they can follow you on Facebook also?
Our local Citrus County Cattlewomen's Facebook page is Citrus County, Florida, FL Cattle.
Okay.
Citrus County, Florida Cattle.
Okay. All right.
And then also Florida Cattlewomen has a Facebook page too.
So they can follow along. You can follow it, see all the activities that are going on.
Yeah.
And we definitely want to encourage that if you are following on social media and you see activities that are taking place, go to those activities.
Right.
You know,
we have a ranch tour coming up.
Yeah.
March. Beginning of, I think it's March 7th.
I think so.
Yeah. So you'll find that information on the Facebook page and also our web page.
I got my postcard in the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be it.
But the ranch tours are quite educational. So if you're looking for something to do and want to tour a ranch, definitely take advantage of coming with us and touring the ranch.
Especially those that didn't know that there were cows in Florida.
Yeah.
You're going to be surprised when you see what is out there. Well, thank you so much for coming on this episode with me. I really enjoyed getting to know you even more. In the show notes, we will make sure to include all of that information for the Citrus Cattlewomen's Association Facebook page, the websites that you can go to if you have anyone that is a student that is out there that is looking to get scholarships. We really highly encourage you. Check those scholarships out. I think you'll be surprised what is available and what they can do and how they can benefit. So thank you again. I've enjoyed this. Yes. And folks, be sure if you are following us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts to check that little box and give us a 5-star rating. Also on YouTube, you can subscribe and ring that little bell because every time we put out an episode, you'll get notifications when a new show comes out. Until then, keep preserving, keep growing, and y'all come back now.
That's what homesteading in Florida means, and that's the story that we're proud to share in the Florida Homesteader. Thank you so much for joining us today. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, share this episode with a friend, leave us a rating, and check out our magazine, the blog, and our YouTube channel for even more Florida homestead inspiration. Until next time, keep growing, keep preserving, and keep the homesteading spirit alive. Y'all come back now.